we have to use the product rule. That's what I mean by this, f of x times the g of x. So if you wish, I could think of this as like being the first part of it, and this is like being the second. And that's what we mean by the first times the derivative of the second, and then plus the second times the derivative of the first. So that means that f prime of x is, and y'all gonna tell me, what's the first up here?
Get rid of the exponent.
What's the first?
So it'll be 6x.
The
6x.
first is 3x squared
3x.
times the derivative of, what's the second one?
Oh,
And then plus the second, which is
sin x.
times the derivative of,
3 of x.
the formula's there, just put it in. So it's the first times the derivative of the second, so the first is 3x squared times the derivative of what? Sin x. And then plus the second, which is sin x, times the derivative of the first, which is 3x squared. So now we have f prime of x is 3x squared, and my class should be telling me what's the derivative of sin x? And then plus sin x, what's the derivative of 3x squared?
6x.
So now we get f prime of x is 3x squared cosine x plus 6x sine x. We're so glad you can make it today, Mr. Wilson. The class was wondering where you were. Everything okay?
I'm good.
Are we good? Yeah. We were concerned about you, and quite a few others, they couldn't find a way to make it today. But we're so glad you could make it. So class, do you understand why we're using the product here? Yes, no? It doesn't matter what it is. So let's go to number 5. And it says f of x equals x squared plus 4 times 2x squared minus 9. Do you understand this is still a product too? Yes or no? Yes, no?
Yes.
This is still a product. So therefore I can think of this as the first, and this is the second. So when do we use the product rule, class? When you multiply. We good? Since I'm multiplying, I use the product rule. And the product rule says that's like being the first times the derivative of the second, and then plus the second times the derivative of the first. And this is nothing more than substituting the formula. So in that case, what's the first step here, Mr. Wilson?
The first step is the curve parentheses right there.
What is it?
X squared plus 4.
So before we put that right there, so that's x squared plus 4. What's the second, Mr. Wilson?
2x squared minus 9.
What's the second, Mr. Wilson? Didn't you look at? What's the second, class? Is it gonna change? So what did I put right here?
2x squared minus 9.
What did I put right here for the first?
X squared plus 4.
All we're doing is substituting the formula for the derivative of product. It's the first times the derivative of the second, plus the second times the derivative of the what? First. So therefore, in that class, we get f prime of x is, so I got x squared plus 4. Can y'all look at this and see what the derivative of 2x squared minus 9 is? 2x squared minus 9. What's the derivative of 2x squared?
4x. 4x.
Do you understand why this is 4x? And what's the derivative of 9?
0.
And there we got plus 2x squared minus 9. Now what's the derivative of x squared?
2x.
What's the derivative of 4?
0.
Now I know my class know how to use the multiplication principle so we can multiply this out. Can anybody tell me what x squared plus 4 times 4x is equal to?
4x cubed plus 16x.
It's how much?
4x cubed
So she says we have 4x cubed
plus 16x.
plus 16x. And we multiply this out, we get?
4x cubed. Yeah, 4x cubed.
Minus 18.
Yeah. Yeah.
Any like terms?
The 4. Oh.
So we got 4x cubed and what?
4x cubed.
Which is?
16x. Not 8x cubed.
Any other like terms?
16x and negative 18x.
Which is?
Negative 2x.
And why am I using the product rule, class?
We said multiply.
Because it's multiplication. We good?
There's so much on the board.
So let's go to number, I don't know, it's number 6. So number 6 says, class, does it have to be f of x every time? Can it be g of x equals sine x cosine x? What are we doing here, class?
Multiplying
We multiplying. So what rule we gonna use?
the first and second.
So we use a product rule called the multiplying. And what the product rule say? This is nothing more than being the first times the derivative of the second, and then plus the first times the derivative of the so what's the first?
Sine x.
Times the derivative of what?
Cosine x.
And then plus
Cosine x.
times the derivative of
Sine x.
so that means that g prime of x is
Negative sine x.
derivative of cosine x
Negative sine x.
plus cosine x times
Cosine x.
can anybody tell me what sine x times negative sine x is?
Negative sine x squared.
So this is negative sine squared x. We good? I guess they didn't understand what I told them a while ago. I ain't gonna tell them they quit for
They
that.
upstairs?
No, they're right next door.
Oh.
We good?
Wouldn't that be 1?
Class, you wanna know is negative sine squared x plus cosine squared x, will this be 1, yes or no? When is it equal to 1?
Mm.
If I have sine squared x plus cosine squared x, then it's equal to what, class? Do I have that?
Yeah, but wouldn't it be like -1? Or no?
It says when I have what? Sine squared plus cosine squared x, I'll get 1. We good? I don't have that, so that it is what it is. We good? Any problem with this? Not class, that's for a product. Now, my class told me quotient mean do what?
Divide.
Quotient means divide. So this is the quotient rule. And that's when you have the derivative of, I'm gonna do it this way. T of x all over. I'm gonna let my class imagination run wild. What do you think T stands for?
Top.
Very good. And the B?
Bottom.
Very good. We good, class? You got a top, you got a bottom. I don't care if you call it numerator and what? Denominator. But I tell my class like this. So for the quotient rule, this is how it works. It's like being the bottom times the derivative of the top minus the top times the derivative of the bottom all over the bottom squared. Now we could derive this, but we're not. We're just gonna give it to you and learn how to use it. We get it? And all Miss Ali gotta do is memorize it. Is that correct, Miss Ali? And she gonna have this memorized by tomorrow. We good? We need to start taking quizzes in here, in class. Isn't that a good idea, Miss McNamara? Now, if you don't like it this way, class, some people say this. BT prime minus TB prime all over B squared. And what's the prime stand for, class? It stands for the derivative. We good, class? When we're gonna use the quotient rule?
When you divide.
When you're doing what?
Division.
When you have division. When you use the product rule? So let's do this one real quick here. So therefore, in our class, where did I stop at? Number which one? We're on number 7 now, number 8.
7.
We're on number 7. It says f of x equals sine x over cosine x. I need to take the derivative. So what rule am I gonna use?
Quotient rule.
Why?
Because it's division.
So that means that's like being the bottom times the derivative of the top minus the top times the derivative of the bottom all over the bottom squared. So we have f prime of x you want to disturb the youth or let them go today? Let them go today? All right, well,
Yeah,
let them go today.
just today. Yeah.
If they get them all, we'll address them, we get it? So y'all help me out, class. Only thing is you have to know the formula, and all you do is put it in. So in that case, Miss Sandy, what's the bottom? What's the top? What's the top? What's the bottom? What's the bottom? And we should then take the derivatives. So now we have f prime of x is now what's the derivative of sine x? What's the derivative of cosine x?
Negative sine x.
All over,
Oh, negative sine x.
all over.
Oh, close. Oh, yeah, never mind.
We good? So now we have, what's cosine x times cosine x?
Cosine x, cosine squared x.
So that's cosine squared x. What's negative sine x times negative sine x?
Positive sine squared x.
All over,
Cosine squared x.
now what we have now, Miss Lindsay?
Yeah.
What we have now, Miss Lindsay?
1 plus sine squared x. Or no, it's not 1. Well, yeah, it is 1.
So now she's seeing this as 1 all over cosine squared x. Now we have the sine squared x plus cosine squared x, which is 1. And what's 1 over cosine squared x? Do my class realize this is secant squared x? Yes, no? Now, we're gonna let you try one of these all by yourself. We good? We big boys and girls now, aren't we, class?
Mm.
Can you eat ice cream by yourself, Miss Hill? Yes, no? Miss Deanna, can you ride a bike? So we big boys and girls now. So this is what I want you to try now. This is number 8. Try this all by yourself, and it says f of x equals